So I have a question, Marissa. That you say that you started working with Disney in
1997.
1997. Okay. Tell us when you start in Disney, what position you have, and some of the roles that you did until you get to food and beverage.
Okay. When I got hired in 1997, I was a security hostess at Magic Kingdom on Graveyard. And I stayed there for maybe about a year or so. And then I went to another part of the park, which was a Polynesian, which is a resort. And then I bid for a position at Port Orleans as a security guard at a gate. And then I think in 2007, the beginning of 2007, I put in for a manager position, and I was promoted to security manager. And then in 2009, can I use this right here? Sorry.
It's okay.
In 2009, Disney had the reduction.
Well, let me go over this one. You say that you were in security.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happened?
Then I was laid off, which
Yes.
is called a termination.
Mm-hmm.
A layoff is just a nice word for you're fired.
Yes. I know. Yeah.
And then I started with food and beverage as a seater at Flying Fish Cafe.
Okay. How is that transition for you? How affecting you that transition?
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, I was like a fish out of water. Like
Yeah.
from going from a security department to food and beverage, totally different culture.
Yes.
Totally different
Yes.
culture. Really, honestly, I cried so much that shift.
I can imagine.
I cried so much that shift. I said to myself, God help me, because I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I remember saying to myself, I don't think this is worth it. I don't think the humiliation
Yeah.
of working so hard for a position to become a leader and then having to be stomped on and oppressed to go into an hourly position.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost like for someone that did something wrong,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and I didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I did was stand up for my rights. That's the only thing.
But this is the most worst thing from Disney that an employee can do. Speak out, fighting for your rights. But that day specifically when you ask for attention because you feel like you're going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I want that you tell me what happened.
Yeah, well, I walked in and I saw my hours cut and I had a panic attack, a full-blown panic attack. Like, I don't remember what happened from the back of the restaurant to the manager's office. I don't know what happened. All I know is that I looked at the area manager. I go, please call Reedy Creek. I'm having a heart attack. And then I fainted. When I woke up, I was on the ground. And my shoulder was hurting because I fell on my shoulder.
They don't call Alpha Unit for you?
The server that was helping me called Alpha Union. Her name was Adriana Paz.
So, but the manager doesn't want to call.
No, they just looked at me like, so just suck it up. And that wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time.
I want to know, they send you to Baker Act?
Yeah. The last time that I was at work, they literally transported me from the boardwalk to Celebration Hospital. And when my husband got there, he looked at the room. The room had no doorknobs. And my husband's like, why are you in here? I said, I don't know. What's going on? He goes, you felt like you were having a heart attack, right? And I said, yes. He goes, I think they Baker Acted you.
Wow.
Yeah. So the nurse came in and my husband goes, what is she doing in here? She was having a heart attack, and the lady got all the nurse got all nervous.
When you went to food and beverage, if you compare your suffering in security department and your suffering in food and beverage, what do you think that was that give it to you or put you at the point that you are now? With your depression, with your health issues?
The harassment, the constant harassment. Feeling like you were going to be attacked in any minute.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
You know, the company failed me to protect me, okay? Because these people were throwing things at me. A manager should have stepped in and say, listen, we need an investigation here, okay? We need to bring security in here, or we need to bring the police department in here. This is battery, you know, but not once. The only thing that happened was the statements were thrown out. Everybody's statements were thrown out and people were moved.
How many Hispanic people work with you?
With me, at the time, I was the only Hispanic.
What other ethnicities were in that department?
There was a few blacks.
Okay.
A few Muslims.
Okay.
And the kitchen itself was mainly Hispanic. The kitchen. Okay. But they're separate. They're the back of the house. We're the front of the house.
Okay.
Okay. So we don't talk too much with them because they're busy, you know. But in the front of the house, I was maybe the only Hispanic, except for maybe an occasional CP that would come in.
Yeah.
But there was a time where I was to do everything that the CPs didn't want to do. Like the CPs didn't want to clean high chairs. So on top of coordinating the shift, I couldn't ask them to clean high chairs because the managers wouldn't let me. But if it was a white person doing my job, they would allow it.
Oh wow, that was like really marking that division, or make it a barrier.
Yeah.
To show you are Hispanic, you don't have the rights.
Yeah.
You. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
That explains so many things in your law. So, what kind of response you receive from employee relations or HR?
HR, they're such a farce. I mean, they are so fake.
Yes.
You're screwed if you want to go into management, into any kind of leadership. You've got to know somebody in high places, and if you don't, they're not going to see you for your experience, your knowledge. They won't do it.
They don't care about that.
You know, and you know what they used to say before, you know, when they used to promote their commercials on hiring, drawing creativity from diversity, that was so fake.
Yes.
They never did that.
Yes.
I mean, you'll see, even now, like in custodial, they're almost all Haitian. The housekeepers, almost all Hispanics.
Yeah.
You know, if they try to go to different departments, they make it harder for them. Like, we used to have EHH shifts at the Flying Fish.
What is EHH?
That's extra hours.
Okay.
So if you want to pick up extra hours at another location in your department, you go there and you sign up. Well, we started having a lot of different minorities coming to the Flying Fish. We were a signature restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. So our restaurant wasn't used to that. So the manager told me, okay, we're getting a lot of Haitians here, but I want you to keep them like polishing silver in the back.
Why?
Because they didn't want to see them out there in the lobby because they were Haitian, they were black.
Okay, this is where I want that
you know, we're at the boardwalk, we're at Premium Deluxe Resort, you know. I guess people don't want to see blacks in the restaurant. I don't know. I mean, that's what the initiative was from the managers. The managers did not want them in our restaurant.
What's about Muslims? How they see Muslims?
Okay, so like I felt so bad for them sometimes. I really did. The servers, there's a lot of them that are Muslim. Okay, from Iran, from Iraq, from Armenia, from Morocco. A lot from Morocco. I heard a lot of people, like leaders.
What race?
They were white. The leaders were white, and they would tell me who not to give tables to. And they were always from Morocco or Middle East.
What is the reason?
They wanted me to give them to the white servers because they were buddies with them.
Okay. So what's about Hispanics?
There was a couple of Hispanic servers, but not that many. Not that many. So I saw more of the discrimination in the kitchen with the chefs. He would talk to them like they were dogs. Really, like they were dogs.
And he's white?
He's white. And I used to tell him, I'm like, oh my gosh, I would never be in culinary. Like, he talks to you guys like if you're his children or something. What's going on? Oh, he's like that. But he's the best chef. So, you know, working for him and learning from him, you know, we get a good resume.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be able to tolerate that. Yeah.
And probably he is one of the person that the high level consider the best.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So between how you can say between Muslims, Asians, blacks, and Hispanics, which one are the most bad treat and humiliated there in that restaurant?
I would say the Hispanics in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And me. I was like the only Hispanic as a seater. But yeah, the Hispanics in the kitchen. They were treated like dogs. They were like slaves.
And they don't went to HR?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
But sometimes it's better go and don't say anything.
Yeah, I don't think they like to say anything because you got to understand, if they're working to build up a resume, you know, to go to a nice restaurant, you don't really want to create waves, you know?
Okay, Marissa, you make it a word, making waves. This is kind of like, okay, you don't make it waves. It means like you accepting everything that they're doing to you quiet because they're going to give it to you a promotion or because you want to keep your job safe. This is why so many people are quiet, I can tell you. And this is one of the things that people have to evaluate it between be quiet, be humiliated, that anyway, if one day they want to fire me, they fire me, or fighting for my rights and keep at least my dignity up.
Yeah. Because
for me, what happened to you, what happens to me, what happened with so many others that what happened with Sandra Cuba, she's gonna be with me soon in another section. Even the Disney pay you a money, you're never going to recover what you lose.
No.
You lose health, you lose years of your life, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You lose security in yourself, your self-esteem, your relationship, your surrenders, everything that you lose. This is not money to pay.
Yeah.